Okay, you have just seen a scene of Daniel Radcliffe in The Woman in Black, a ghost story that's very haunting. And, lucky for us, we have Daniel Radcliffe with us to haunt us.
Thank
you
you very
going to
much.
haunt me here today?
I'll try in any way I can.
But you're haunted. See, you don't get to haunt in that movie. That's
no, I don't.
I
am the haunted, unfortunately, in this one. Yeah, but it does mean I get to run around a lot and, you know, be scared.
Oh, you are in that movie
chase around the house
every second.
Yeah,
it was not like you had a couple of days off.
No, I certainly didn't. Yeah, there's a lot of me in this film. I should probably warn people. I mean, there is that entire section.
Warn them.
Yeah, they should know that going in. But I did. You know, when I read the script first, one of the things I loved about it was that there is this section in the middle which read as about 15 pages of stage direction, with not a word of dialogue. And I remember just thinking, God, you know, if I do this film and this section doesn't work, there's really only going to be one person to blame. But it actually, I think, is a really good sequence in the film, and I'm you know, thrilled with it. Particularly, James's whole idea is that, especially coming from the world that I come from, which is of Potter, and one of the things.
Were you in that?
I know those little art house films that I did.
Yes, it's just, oh my God.
But they, you know, one of the things that you, as wonderful as they are, you are saddled with. I didn't have as much as Emma, but still quite a lot of expositional dialogue where we're telling each other information that we already know to remind the audience. And, you know, there's none of that in this film. This film, we don't really have the burden of exposition. There is certainly not on me, which is
well, that was why I'm going to put it on.
Thing.
You know, because this is the first major film you're choosing after Harry Potter.
Yeah.
You're saying, I want to do Woman in Black. Why? Yes. What was it about this that attracted you?
It was mainly the story. The story is so compelling. I wasn't aware of it. I'd never seen the play. I read the book, obviously, as soon as after I read the script. But the story is so compelling and so gripping and so genuinely frightening that I was reading the script going, God, it seems like it would be a huge amount of fun to be a part of this story that's really going to scare people. Like, that was a very appealing notion to me somehow.
But no way, Dan, is it any kind of torture porn.
No.
This is not hostile.
No, this is not.
This is really a ghost story.
It's a ghost story. It's much more, it has much more of a classic feel. It is very suspenseful. It's about tension and what you don't see and anticipation. You know, that's the anticipation of a scare. Everyone knows there's going to be a moment that makes you jump, but
you go like that.
Yeah, but it's not knowing when it's going to happen. And James times them brilliantly so that they often come just the moment after you think they were going to. So you have a moment of relief of thinking, okay, maybe it's fine, and then he'll get you.
What you haven't really done is explain who this character of Arthur Kipps is.
Arthur is somebody who has lost his wife. He's a 24, 25-year-old young lawyer, and he is also a father. He's lost his wife, and that sent him into a spiral of depression and detachment, and it has devastated him and his life so profoundly that he cannot, you know, look at his son without seeing his wife and seeing the love he had for her not be there anymore, and is not able to be a participant in his own life. He is completely drained from the first moment you see him. And then he is given this job to go and collect the paperwork of a recently deceased woman and sort of organise it in this small house in rural England. And he goes there and is immediately sort of set upon by the ghost of this very angry, bitter, vengeful woman. And, pardon me, if there is, you know, the theme I think that is most strong in this film is about, it's about what happens to us if we can't move on from a loss. Arthur is somebody who's been devastated by the loss of his wife and has become detached and all those things. The woman in black has been consumed by her hatred and unwillingness to forgive, and has been tortured by it. So they're sort of the two furthest apart, you know, the two opposite ends of the spectrum of how you can react to a loss.
Well, you've moved on from a loss. There's no more Harry Potter.
Yes, I know.
Now, you did have a whole year's run in How to Succeed in
Yes.
Business.
That was
really trying, which would be a nice break from that.
It was fantastic.
But
yeah.
I guess you get asked it all the time when you say goodbye to Harry, but I've never asked you,
haven't?
basically what the last moment you shot as Harry Potter was.
We were filming, you know, it was one of those classic things. I promised myself it wouldn't end on green screen, but it did. And you know, and you want to, as you know, not with a bang, but with a whimper, as the saying goes. It's, you know, I wanted it to be some fantastic, wonderful, elegiac shot of us all, you know, finishing off, and then, but no, it was us jumping in. It wasn't even from the last film, it was from part one, the last shot we did, and it was me jumping into the fireplace at the Ministry of Magic as we're escaping. And, you know, we filmed it, and then we all broke down and just started crying.
How do you make your peace, though, with living with it? Because it will always be there, you know?
Yeah.
People will be, generations will come on and still see it.
Yes, I hope so. You know, that's the thing. Like, we made these movies so that they're seen by people, and if they're still being seen by people in 40, 50 years, then it means we did a really good job. So yeah, I'm very at peace with that. Like, I love the fact that I'm associated with this series, and I had such a good time doing it. You know, I really did, and you know, I wouldn't be where I am today without it. I wouldn't be the person I am without it, without having met the people I met through those films. And one of the reasons that I can, because it was such a special place, and the reason I can walk away happy is knowing that, because I know that I gave everything every day I was there, and that's what allows me to walk away, is that I know that I gave absolutely everything I had every day. And
you didn't just walk away, you jumped into the fireplace.
Yeah, exactly.
I kind of like that
jumping
idea.
into the fire. Yeah, I
like,
suppose
there's
that's
no
actually,
more of this.
I like. Yeah, I hadn't thought of it like that. The symbolism was lost on me, but there we go.